What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gmias back in the house. I'm bringing you a ranked game. I know I don't bring them often, but like I said, every now and again I like to see what, the competition is doing. This dude Royal Family 561 came out. You know what I'm saying? I came out with the Eagles. I think that's who I was running with for a little bit. I'm just saying, like Michael Vick just recently. Did he get cut yet? I don't know. I'm reading all kind of shit that he's supposed to be going to the Jets and the Raiders and all kind of shit. So I was just trying to show him a little bit of love, rock with the Eagles for a little bit. But that's besides the point. Pretty much, I had a female ask a question about why is it that specifically men say that they're in control of a relationship because they have a penis. Now, although that's stereotypical, like stereotypical, it's what society has led everybody to believe. Now, it's not about the penis or the vagina or anything else that goes along with it. It's not like. When you say control varies because it just depends on age. Like, it depends on lust. It depends on love. It depends on, like, kids, the type of female. All these things come into play. The bottom line that comes with it is that if a man, if a man knows how to use his penis, he's more likely going to have females that understand at some point that after they've been with other people that he's probably the best person that they should be with. That's why when a man realizes what he can do, it begins to cause chaos. Because now females are very competitive. In general, in nature, they're very, very competitive. So once a man realizes that he has that tool and he can use it like that, that's a female's worst nightmare. Because in all actuality, if he can use the tool well and he's a real man, and I mean, like, you know what I'm saying? Like somebody that's like a protector, someone that makes a female feel safe, you know what I'm saying, etc. She's in for a fucking shitstorm. Because it doesn't matter what happens, she's going to be not only relying upon him sexually, but also physically and mentally. That's when it's a control issue. Because sex, it's a lot of females that just have sex with a guy just because that guy does something right or whatever it is, and there's no control involved. It's the mental. You see, because females have to be smart enough to understand that regardless, and I've said this example before, regardless of if a female decides to be, a lesbian or whatever it is, a man's presence is different with anything. And when I say, even if the man and the woman are not talking or like whatever, if you're in a relationship with a guy and whatever, a man's presence means a lot of different things. So a female having a man, in certain instances actually makes, it just makes everything else about everyday life just a lot better for them. And I'm not saying that females need a man and all that stuff like that, but then I am saying that. Because most women that say they don't need a man, you already know where that's going. Like, you got to really watch your man around them because it doesn't make any sense. And I'm just talking about heterosexual females. Like, when a female says, I don't need a man, that's a concern to me. Because, like I said, I understand the female mindset being around, females my whole life. Family members, friends, whatever like that. And getting it from different realms, higher education, lower education. You can say whatever the fuck you want, females. But at some point, if you're a heterosexual female, you're going to need a man. And I'm not saying that it's okay for the men to then manipulate the female and do whatever is going on. But I am saying that contributes to the control issue. So when a female asks, yeah, I hate the fact that they always say they control it. If that man knows what he can do, he also knows that you know what he can do. So depending on how he wants to use his powers, it's like a superhero. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, once Superman jumped off a fucking building and realized he could drop on the ground and not die, the motherfucker wanted to fight everybody. He used his powers for the right reason, though, and fought for good. But he could have easily been evil. It depends on how you want to use your power. Now, the power of control, that's why it's so dangerous. And typically, the men are going to have the upper hand because of their presence, not just because of the penis. It's the presence. Like if you're going out and, just like whatever, to a school event, whatever type of event, and you go with your homegirls, You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. Or say it's, you know, whatever, a woman and she looks tough. She doesn't have to be a lesbian, or, you know, like people like one of those, you know, really, really like manly females. What happens when you go with them to the same event that you go with a man that looks like he could have a gut, look whatever like that? It's the presence of the man that causes the lasting effect and the stereotype to go on. And ultimately, as a woman ages, that comes into play. It's a lot of women that are, you know, that are older right now, that whatever has happened, a relationship didn't work out, and everybody's making fun of them, and all kind of shit is going on because they're trying to find somebody that they can have a relationship with. And it's not all about, you know, a sexual nature. It's just about the companionship. Because when a man is using his penile to the proper, you know, flux capacitor proportions, it's a crazy situation. It's like it's a different. It's like the worst type of vulnerability a human can have. And because of a female's emotional status, when a man is able to do those type of things and make them experience those type of things, and on top of that, she's had other partners that had to do, you know, an extreme amount to make her even come to 1/3 or 1/4 of what that man makes her do, it's going to be an issue. But that control is more in depth than a female's control, because a female's control, eventually, sooner than later, a man would do something else. A man would be like, you know what, you know, yo, she does that good, but yo, I'm gonna still do this real quick, because that control is different. You see what I'm saying? Like a man can leave, a family and start a whole nother family and live happily ever after. The same percentages won't correspond to women, because the man still has to know that that woman is coming from something. See, that's the thing about the value as women, you know, as women are engaged in relationships and it's out in the open, and it's just, it's like a man that's leaving a marriage or leaving a relationship is not a deterrent to another female that he's going to be involved with. But it's a deterrent to a man to have a female coming from a relationship, because he doesn't know how much more, you know, how she's still attached and whatever goes on like that, and it creates a problem. Now, not to say the female that the man is getting involved with doesn't have that same problem, but the man can control that better. Because as long as he shows a certain type of stature and whatever like that, and the woman seeks and receives that type of, you know, solidarity with the fact that he's not, that like it's all about her, that dwindles away. The fact that the woman is, you know, whatever like that, and they can move on. Most women really just don't give a fuck as long as they have that guy there doing that with them. Men, on the other hand, it's not that easy. A man is going to want to know what the fuck was going on in the previous relationship just because of men's nature. And they won't say it. It's not like, oh yeah, whatever like that. A man will get with a female that's been in the past relationship and let her know everything that she wants to hear. But it's not going to be, in most cases, what the female thinks it is. And it has nothing to do with the female. It's just the fact of most people's mentalities, in my opinion. And I'm going based on what I've seen and what I've viewed and understand. I've seen men that I know leave relationships and jump right into a whole new one, and the shit is just popping. You know what I'm saying? The shit is just popping. Like, yo, it's like fucking Chris Breezy is blasting in the house every time he walks in. Just straight blasting. And I've also seen females from my family leave and then try to go into another relationship, and the guy's just doing whatever the fuck he wants. And they don't understand, because they're doing everything they're supposed to do. And it's just, it's a matchmaking type of game, and you have to understand that XY chromosome, like the Y chromosome, it makes you crazy. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's just, people have to understand, and in general, society, like the way that the world is built and the way that it's been going since the beginning of time. You know, we're not talking about the lion that's going out and you know, going out to do the hunting, and the lion just chilling and fucking holding down the pride. We're talking about humans. And the presence of a man is what adds to that control. Because you females are fucked when you get a guy that has that type of presence and he works it out in the bedroom. Like, it's like, yo, now what the fuck do I do? Because now you know that it's competition no matter what happens. It's always competition. And women are not friendly when it comes to this shit. A woman will befriend you just to be around your man because she knows, like, why is this bitch always so happy? Females don't like other females' happiness. So, and like I said, I'm speaking from experience. That's not just my opinion. Females do not like other females' happiness. So let's just stop the bullshit where it's like, oh, I'm so happy for you, girl. And yet, no. The same reason that a female does not want another female to look as good as her on her wedding day. Like, a man don't give a fuck. I've never heard a man say, yo, bro, don't wear that suit or whatever like that because it's my wedding. Men don't give a fuck. Like, I don't give a fuck how my homie look when we go, like I'm saying, go to a wedding. Like, yo, bro, I don't give a fuck. But a woman does. Because of their competitive nature. And this is from all aspects. White, listen, Caucasian, Black, African American, Negroes, Asian, Hispanic, whatever like that. All different nationalities, whatever, one race, but all different nationalities, ethnicities, where you're from. It's the same thing. Females are females. So, at some point, females have to understand that it's not even about the control that the man has. It's about trying to figure out how to make the relationship work. Because that's the biggest issue. Don't worry about the control factor because he knows what he's doing. And you know what I'm saying? So that's why predominantly when a man tears it out, a woman already knows she's fucked. Like, that's what's so scary about getting that dude with the right dick for a female. Because you don't know what you're going to do now. Because females do shit like think about what the other female will do if she got it. A man don't care. When a man matures and understands what's going on in the way this game is, a man don't give a fuck who fucks his woman. You see what I'm saying? Like, as long as if he cares about that female, he still has her mind. It doesn't matter. The physical nature doesn't matter. As men mature and understand that. I understood that earlier. And I've said it all the time. It's not about the sexual aspect. It's the mindset. That's why pimps are around. And the female can fuck everybody and she'll always give him his cut. Or always give him all the money and take her cut. It's the mental capacity. It's just the differences with the female and male characteristics in general. It's a mind control game. Now, I'm not saying that females can't run the same game. There's a lot of females that run the same game. Fuck mad dudes, use dudes for whatever like that. But it's different. Because the female's use is more easily deteriorated. And that's my opinion. Because you have to understand something. When a female is using a man for whatever like that, it's only a matter of time before the man wakes up and understands and he starts doing something as well. It's easier for the man later on to wake up and understand and then start doing crazy shit. And then, you know what I'm saying? Like, then it is for a female later on to be like, all right, you know what? I know he's doing all this, but, you know, that's why there's so many females that just are in relationships and they're just not trying to leave. Oh, I know he's doing that, girl, but I'm going to let him do it. You know, as long as he don't bring that shit around me. Like, both sides, both female and males make excuses. It's just about the value of the individual after that happens. It's the way that everything progresses. Because regardless of the look at Gabrielle Union. Dime piece in her 40s. Dime piece, though. In her 40s. Dwayne Wade. Been with her for all this time. This motherfucker pops up. He has a baby. She has a very, very critical decision to make. Money's not an issue. They're both wealthy. She could just leave that nigga. And I'm calling him a nigga based on his actions. Because I don't care, like I said, about the sex. But then you bring another life into the picture. You bring something else into it. It's harder to get over that now. When you bring something else in there, a STD, a baby, whatever like that. It's harder to get over that for a female and for a male. And I'm sensitive to that situation for both sides. But I bring that up for a reason. Gabrielle Union is a dime piece. And this motherfucker has the nerve to not fuck with protection. Even if they weren't talking at that point. He understands that this is a female that is later on in her years and that there's a potential to go on and do something. And, you know what I'm saying? Why would you not use protection? But now what does Gabrielle Union do? Does she leave him or does she deal with it? Because she has to start all over with another nigga that's probably going to be fucking her moms or something. Because dudes are crazy. And a lot of dudes recognize the weakness and just exploit it. That's when the control is an issue. It's not an issue that, you know, most men are going to say, yo, I control this shit. Because in reality, you know what I'm saying? I had to fucking like mix the fucking record. In reality, it's true. That's just what it is. It is what it is. Because of the nature of our beings and the reliance upon one another. That's just what it is. I've given you many examples throughout this video. And it's not only for my male viewers, I always do it for the men as well. I mean, for the women as well. This is my opinion. But my opinion is substantiated with life. And there's nothing better than experience. So I would be happy to debate it with anyone, or however we're supposed to do it, you know, later on. Because this is different realms of female. From doctors, lawyers, all this shit. And their need to have someone. And the lengths that they'll be willing to go to. What happens when money's not an issue and nothing is an issue? It's still the man. As long as that female, and I'm speaking heterosexual at this point right now, that presence of a man as a female ages becomes more and more, it just becomes more and more necessary. Because eventually, it doesn't matter, like just think about it. A woman can go on and say, you know what, look, I don't want a relationship, I'm just gonna, you know, have fun, whatever like that. That's not going to last long. Like everybody has, like, you know, a grandparents and shit like that. And hopefully both of them are still living at the same time. Nobody ever notices that they don't really talk to each other. They don't really want to do nothing. But who is more accepted when they go out and things are going to happen? Who is more likely to attract attention in most cases? It's going to be men. Because other women that are also their age would still, you know, be more interested in doing that. Even though the men, you know, at the female's age will also want to do it. There's nothing, it's not really the same thing that comes from both. Like, a female taking a man is a win. A man taking a female, it's not always going to be a win. In some cases it will be, because in some cases these things happen where men don't, you know, they don't mature as fast and understand, like, later on in their years what the value is and what they're supposed to be doing. So they allow certain things to happen that shouldn't happen because of what they mean. Because a man has to have certain attributes in order to be called the man. And one of those attributes is to be able to withstand even the most dire situations and be able to understand that there's always a way to overcome. A man can be defeated, but he can't be destroyed. That's a mindset that men have to carry. A female, because of the nature of their being, and like I said, even though I believe that men are more emotional than females, females wear it on their sleeve, and it's a given that they're going to be emotional. So therefore, that counteracts whatever else they're supposed to be doing, because they become more attached. So the value of a female stealing a man is always going to be more because of what else that man can do. That's just the way it is. And now, after you guys listen to this, just look around at everybody's relationships. Oh shit, Riley Cooper I'm about to jump the fence and kill all these niggas. Yo, I had to fucking still frame this, bro. Riley Cooper don't give a fuck about these niggas. Yo, shout out to Riley Cooper getting that contract extension after calling out dudes and say he gonna jump up a fence and fuck all these niggas up. Shout out to Riley Cooper, man. That's the way you gotta do it. You gotta come out and just let motherfuckers know you don't like niggas. But getting back to the whole point of this, that's my take on it. Now, every female can argue. I welcome females to argue with me and say whatever like that. You know, yo, it doesn't matter. I control this, I do that. A man's mind frame is so simple. It's so simple. And it's so quick to say, you know what? I don't give a fuck about this female no more. You know what? She did that. I don't like that. I'm done with this bitch. It's so easy for men to do that. And the reasoning behind that is because men understand the type of woman that they have. So some men will go, you know, go out on a limb to try to work with stuff, even, you know, whatever it is, whatever's going on, different situations call for different things. But once men realize, like, yo, it doesn't really matter. The worst that can happen is this. Everything is fucked up now. Everything is fucked up. Because the value itself now of that female becomes minute. And it's just the way the reality of the situation is. It's not a knock on females. I'm not saying that men, you know, whatever like that. Men are the fucking gods or whatever like that. I'm just telling you what reality is. And I've given you so many examples. So I'm ready to debate it. And I will. You know, eventually, you know, Miss Gmi will give her take. And we'll go from there. But this is my opinion on the subject based on experience. And there's nothing like experience with every type of situation. You can read books. You can go to fucking seminars. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I lived this experience and seen and understood and listened to females talk to me and tell me their feelings behind these type of situations. So this is my take. And like I said, I'm open for the debate. So whenever you guys are ready to do that, just let me know what the deal is. And we could get it popping like a Chris Brown song with no Rihanna abuse. That's pretty much what it is. Other than that, I wanted to just touch briefly on the fact that in my last, on the last video about the military, you know, someone asked me, do I think that the military fights for our freedom? That would be asinine. That's not what I'm saying. You have to listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying that they are given the job and they do it. Point blank, period. That is all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I had to get that off my chest real quick. And I'll see you guys probably next time soon in the future. Until next time, one love.